Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. You made it to the weekend. Boy, it's Friday the 13th. Is it spooky? I don't know. Have you been outside? There's some fog. It kind of looks spooky. Look at the fog. The visibility has been dropped and reduced as advertised last night and again yesterday morning, saying that Friday would probably include a little bit of fog. And that's what we see. You can see on the screen behind me and on the full screen, we're down to a mile in Wartburg and Oneida, but it could be much worse where you see the white areas in Union County, Granger County, Claiborne County. Who did I leave out? Campbell County, Anderson County. Oh, it's bad. I suspect it is bad, so you might want to give yourself some extra time. The 10 miles that's placed over Knoxville is actually representative of McGhee-Tyson Airport further south. So again, further north of the city, you may find some dense fog, so please drive extra carefully. Low beams, sun doesn't come up till almost an hour from now, right? That's when the sun will be coming up tomorrow. This morning it comes up at 7:41, so just about an hour from now. So we have some poor visibility to work through, and there may be, he says, maybe a spot of rain for the drive home. So you've got some challenges. The Ultimate Doppler radar, presented by A1 Fincham Heating and Cooling, focused on customer satisfaction. They won't quit until you're happy. Check them out at a1fincham.com. I have their contact information at the top of this Facebook post. But there doesn't seem to be any rain, just some ground clutter. Oh, there's some rain. Thank you, Aldrich. I see it's down near Atlanta, right? Pretty light drizzle between, say, Macon and Atlanta. Some rain trying to form, and I suspect even that, not all of it, is reaching the ground, which is why I think you're probably in that 5 p.m. time frame for Chattanooga, maybe the Southern Valley, but it may be 7 or 8 o'clock before it makes it to your neighborhood in the valley. And I'll talk about that on the Futurecast. In fact, I'll illustrate that for you very shortly. I want to say good morning to you if you're on the call. It's Friday. It's spooky, but I'm wearing my Tennessee tie because I do think we're going to win tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm sure it's probably you. We're going to win. We're going to win. I know that we're definitely going to win for sure. But if you're on the call, I see Steve Stone. He says, great Friday morning. Glad to have Steve on YouTube. We're doing both YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time. How do you multitask, Aldrich? I don't know. Technology, you got to love it or hate it, but I'll tell you what, I'm trying to embrace it. It says good Friday the 13th, David says. Fred Winchenbach, glad to have Fred here. He's on here, and if you're on the call, would love to say hi to you. But we've got a lot of things to cover. A couple of showers coming up from the south tonight for the evening, but it's the rain back towards Springfield, Missouri. Where's that? Well, up there in the upper left-hand corner, just to the south of Kansas City. Springfield, Missouri, approaching St. Louis. That's the rain associated with a cold front that's going to come in and give us some rain tomorrow morning. It's easier if I expand the view. There have been some concerns for frost and freezes in the Rockies. They've had some snow in Wyoming, but nothing here. It's pretty quiet. The update I wanted to give you was, in fact, the drought monitor. This comes by way of NOAA. This was issued yesterday morning, taking into account all the data up until about 8:30 last Tuesday morning. So where you see some red areas would be the extreme or exceptional drought. That would be, as we call in the weather field, level 4 or 5. Level 4 or 5 on the legend would be the really bad areas in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. But we have now made it into, and continue to be, in level 1, which is the dry area, abnormally dry. So if I zoom in, you can see it covers all of Knox County, just like it did last week. But maybe it expanded more into Hamlin, Hawkins County. Not quite into the Tri-Cities just yet, but again, everybody needs some rain. So what is factored here is soil moisture, rainfall, how much has actually been observed. But where it's really bad is the red areas we started off with this map. But some areas are severe. That's the Soddy-Daisy, Cleveland area, and a moderate drought in Etowah. So just take into account that we could use some rain. I know it's not what you want to hear about, some showers on a Saturday because it's your Saturday. It's the last thing you want to be working through. But every drop counts. Every drop would be beneficial. This, again, coming by way of NOAA. So I just wanted to show you that in perspective. And things look much better in California, where it may not have been so earlier this year. They got some tropical weather, as we know, earlier this year. Now, temperatures right now here at 6:44, because I'm going to be done at the top of the hour. I'm confident of that. But it's 53 right now in Knoxville, 53 in Oak Ridge. The normal low this time of year is 50. So this is still technically above average. 50 was and is the current reading in Madisonville, Athens, and Sevierville. And it's 49 currently in Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County. So good morning to you in the Plateau. Good morning, Jamestown. You're at 50, 52 in Jacksboro. And the temperature change is slightly cooler now compared to 6 o'clock yesterday morning. We're 5 degrees cooler in Knoxville, just as an example. But if you take a look at the bigger picture, and I want to do that here as we look at our next slide, look at this. Yeah, temperatures are much warmer. In Memphis, it's 66. Jackson 61, where it's a little bit cooler there in Johnson City at 49. We're going to make another run toward 80 today, because that's where we were yesterday. As expected, we hit 80 degrees in Knoxville, McGee-Tyson, and I think we have a good chance of making a run toward 80 again today. No wind to speak of now, but I do expect to pick up generally 5 to 10 out of the southwest this afternoon. But, of course, the zeros kind of line up where the fog has formed. No wind, you have a chance for that condensation to form at the surface. And there's not, I repeat, not a lot of cloud cover now, as we're going to go from sun to clouds today, with an evening shower that could come up from Atlanta, could work its way toward Chattanooga later this afternoon. So clouds will be on the increase. So it may look like this where you are, or let's see, what time does this start? Oh, 7:41. That's right. 7:41. Sun sets at 7:03 now, and there could be some fog, so you might have to remove the sunglasses, and instead of thumbs up, it could be thumbs down. I can't see. The fog is so thick. If you got fog, let me know. I want to say good morning to you. I see Wanda Post. She says, good morning. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope it's dry for the game and not windy. Oh, that's the sad part. I had 5 to 15 sustained for the game, and I still have that. But the gusts could be around 25, maybe 30 if you're in the higher elevations of Neyland Stadium. You're in the nosebleed seats up high. There could be some gusts of wind. 25, I think, is a pretty fair bet. So that could affect the kicking game. You know, the ball goes this way, goes that way. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Freddie says another wonderful day to be alive. 2 prayers to him. I appreciate that, Freddie. I agree with you. Every day's a gift. Absolutely. James Jones, Oneida says good morning, David. And Fred says, y'all have a safe and blessed weekend. Go Vols. So glad to have you all here. And I'm glad if you're watching this on delay, because that's what this is designed to do, is to get you prepared for not only the day ahead, the week ahead, but also the weekend. If there are those that are going to school, I know it's fall break for Knox County, but maybe not every school district. I know homeschool kids. There's a lot of reasons to be at school, maybe this week. And if that is the case, 10 o'clock, I expect to be around 61 with some early fog. Temperature by 2 o'clock, 78. We finish the day around 80. And there she is, 80 Maryville, 80 Alcoa, 80 in Morristown today, and Middlesboro. And some early morning fog will be replaced with lots of sun, followed by clouds for the second half of the day today. Now, the weekend planner, whether it's a little pumpkin patch near you, here's what I expect tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll look for showers mainly in the morning. I'm not expecting thunder, but I do think we can nudge 73. That would come after the sun breaks out in the afternoon. So the morning would affect, these showers would affect the tailgaters who are actually up pretty early, right through the early afternoon. So this will be working its way from west to east. And I do think it's sharply cooler Sunday. 60 degrees, maybe pie in the sky. You'll say, David, I never got past 59. Okay. 60. I mean, you may not, some of you may not, I expect many of you won't even get out of the 50s on Sunday. It's that chilly. And given the fact that the normal high this time of year is 73, we're 13 degrees below normal for Sunday. And if the normals drop, it could be 12 to 13 for the next early part of next week. So Sunday, Monday, as well as even Tuesday, we'll be lucky to crack 60 degrees. So drizzle possible on Sunday for the valley. Let me make the caveat. I do expect showers for the Smokies and the Plateau on Sunday, kind of like the horseshoe effect. That's what I expect for Sunday if you're planning to be in the higher elevations. And speaking of which, no better place to see the contrast that's coming than taking a look at our Smokies. Camping this weekend, if you are, make sure you have some warm apparel, warm clothing, because watch what happens as we head into, if not this afternoon, we're in the low 70s perhaps by 5:15 in Gatlinburg, but look at the tops of the Smokies. Clingman's Dome, Chimney Tops, Newfound Gap, Mount LeConte in the mid to upper 50s by late this afternoon. We head into the overnight period. How cold do they get? Well, they're still in the 50s, while Gatlinburg may drop tonight at 11:15 at 63. Tomorrow morning, how low do we go? That doesn't change much, but boy, does it get cold on Sunday. Watch what happens. Ready for this? It's going to plummet. Now, 5 o'clock Saturday, about 68 for Gatlinburg. They're in the 50s still in the tops, but then it gets really cold. We're back to the 30s. I'm looking at 37, Mount LeConte and Clingman's Dome, 38, Newfound Gap, 39, Chimney Tops. That's early Sunday morning. And suddenly the tops of the Smokies have turned blue on my map here. So it's going to be a lot colder down or up there than it is down below, as obviously elevation plays a big role in how cold it gets. And it's not going to move much by Sunday afternoon. Even though we're in the 50s down below, they'll be in the 30s most of the day on Sunday. Here are the headlines. 6:49, Sunday clouds today. Even some spots of evening rain developing. Then the best chance of rain will come in later tonight, especially tomorrow morning, with the big cool down as I hopefully just illustrated for the Smokies, this Sunday and beyond. And speaking of the game, go Vols. I got the hashtag Go Big Arch. They're 4-2, the Aggies are, from A&M. Tennessee, of course, 4-1. I do expect sunny breaks with gusty winds, and I did add that G25 there at the bottom because the winds, I think, will still be 5 to 15 sustained, but it'll be like, hold on to your hat if you're wearing a hat. Hold on to the winds because they're going to be feeling a lot more blustery if you're seated at Neyland and you're not moving. Kickoff 71, 73 at halftime, fourth quarter 64. That is unchanged as this game starts for those who are maybe not sports fans, but it starts at 3:30 on CBS. So there's our forecast for the big game this weekend. Watching the tropics, we have Sean to bring you up to speed on here at 6:50. That center blob in the middle of the screen is a tropical depression, Sean. He has kind of underperformed, but he has been, I guess, bouncing back. Last night, or this time yesterday, it was like 35. He now has winds of 45. So he's kind of holding his own, I guess, back and forth, but he's likely to weaken as the expectation from the Hurricane Center brings it down to a remnant low pressure system by 3 o'clock on Monday morning. So we may not be talking about Sean much, but there's a new game in town. Her name may be Tammy because they've got a 60% chance that this little orange blob in the direction in which it's moving this way from Africa, could bring us Tammy across the central part of the Atlantic, and the islands there in the Caribbean will be watching that closely as well. A little disturbance off the coast of Mexico could also form another tropical storm. Now, as far as Tammy is concerned, she's not the only name on the list. We still have Vince and Whitney. And yes, the question usually comes up, what happens if we get past Whitney? We'll have to go to the alternate list. I'm going to have to dig that one up as well. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's free. Go to youtube.com/@CaptainAccurate. It is one of my fastest growing platforms, I might add. But I'm going back here real quick to YouTube since I'm on that topic. And you can see that I got Marilyn Bell. She says, happy Friday. She's got light fog outside of White Pine. Outside my door right now, she says. And Needed97 says, late but here. Glad to have you here. 97. Needed's here on YouTube if you want to watch me on that platform. But Carrie, Facebook, says, good morning. Happy Friday. Hope everyone has a great day. She's got her cup of coffee and her sunshine. So heart to Carrie on this Friday. Maybe not so spooky. I mean, you think about what is spooky, the Friday the 13th. If you're suspicious or maybe superstitious, you're going to find maybe some issues with today. But I think it's going to be nice when we make a run toward 80. So sun to clouds is today's expectation. Currently, it's 53 degrees. I can tell you there's no wind. We have some dense fog in some spots. And it is now 6:52 in the morning. Precipitation chances will go up to 60% early tomorrow morning. And then it'll exit stage right if we get to between a tenth and 2/10 of an inch. That would be generous. Many of us will say, oh, I didn't get hardly anything. But I think with a 60% chance, you're going to find that maybe even just the coverage will actually play a role, and we'll get some beneficial rain out of this. Some drizzle for the valley on Sunday. There will probably be at least a 30% chance of rain for the Smokies Plateau Sunday. And Monday, I left a 20% chance here in the valley and pretty much anywhere on Monday morning. Valley Planner, we got us up to 73 typically. We're up to 80. That would put us 7 degrees above normal, just like yesterday. And in the wording, I put sun to clouds, spotty evening rain develops as it comes up from the south. Now, Storm Prediction Center highlighting some areas that might be isolated severe, the darker green. And there's one little spot here I see on the map, mainly between Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa. That would include Davenport, Peoria, and Columbia, and Des Moines for isolated severe storms today. If you have family in that direction, maybe with fall break, some of you are still on the road. And if so, you might find Saturday to be less appealing with some isolated severe storms in the Outer Banks, Wilmington, Jacksonville, North Carolina, and into maybe near Myrtle Beach. But back home, things look pretty quiet in terms of there's no thunder. If there's any rumbles of thunder, it looks like they've painted that in the Kingsport area and Johnson City, but not Knoxville. Severe risk for Sunday. Pretty much a quiet map outside of South Florida. We look pretty good on Sunday. It's just cool. I mean, you feel like autumn has suddenly arrived or re-arrived as we head into Sunday itself because we struggle to reach 60. Here's the Futurecast. I thought this was a good illustration. I wanted to start it up close up because by the time we hit 5 o'clock, drops of rain near Chattanooga, Southern Valley is likely to form. But look how the clouds roll in. By midday, it might be sunny in Morristown, but pretty cloudy in Athens. So the rain may hold off, but the clouds will be the first to arrive second half of the day. Then it really starts to cloud up by 2 o'clock in the Knoxville area, if not before. and then finally fills in like so. And some of these green dots may not even reach the ground. This might be just virga, or the moisture that evaporates before reaching the ground. But that's 5 o'clock. There's 6 o'clock. It's approaching Maryville. Let's see, we've got a couple of showers, and maybe it's 7. So you see what I mean? Spots of rain for the evening. And then 8 o'clock, yeah, there looks like some showers in Maryville, Alcoa, and maybe approaching South Knoxville. That's 8 o'clock tonight. So I don't expect a whole lot of rain in the short term. But it's interesting, this particular model does not show much rain tomorrow. I find that fascinating, because I do. I do see rain coming in tomorrow, but here's the 5 o'clock time frame. Certainly the game is underway. It's in the first half, maybe rounding up the first half, and the sun is out, and the winds are kicking up 5 to 15, gusting to 25. Then tomorrow night, we start to cloud back up, and then Sunday, we'll find plenty of clouds, partly sunny skies, I expect it. But this is where I think this is interesting. You can see at least the rain in Atlanta does try to move up from the south, like so. That's 5 o'clock. And by the time we hit 11 o'clock, the warm front is trying to wiggle out of East Tennessee. But lo and behold, Jackson, Tennessee is carrying the water bucket, so to speak, for Friday morning, or for Saturday morning, excuse me. So Saturday morning, the cold front comes in. You say, well, that's not much. But you go a little bit further, you say, okay, now I see it. So this is the rain situation I think we're going to have right through midday. Most of the rain by 1, 2 o'clock should be east of Morristown. But that's 12 noon. Got some showers in. 3:30, it's kickoff. All the raindrops have done a disappearing act. And so the kickoff will find sunny breaks, lots of wind, gusting to around 25, and so it goes. So then we get in, by the time we hit Sunday, you'll see there's going to be more showers, I think primarily Plateau and Smokies. And the horseshoe effect, see what I mean? Looks just like that. So if we get drizzle in Knoxville, I'd be surprised, because if you're camping, you're going to find most of the rain there. And I think this is overstated by this trough, because a lot of models don't see it that aggressively. 80 degrees for today, sun to cloud, spotty evening rain. Winds will pick up this afternoon out of the southwest 5 to 10. And it's now 6:57. I'm going to finish right on time. For today, 80 for Maryville, 80 for Morristown, Talbot, White Pine, and Dandridge. About 83 for Newport. I expect 80 for Jefferson City, 78 Sevierville, and 72 for Crossville, Fairfield, Glade, as well as Lake Tansy and Grimsley. If we see an 80 out west, could be Memphis, surely could be Tupelo and Jackson, but with some cloud cover and some rain, Atlanta may struggle to get out of the mid-60s today. For tonight, though, down to 59, more clouds, more showers. As you can see, 5 to 10 for the winds. They pretty much hold their own. Tonight, we're down to 56 in Morgan County. Wartburg, 57 for Kingston, Roane County, and into Harriman, as well as Rockwood. 56 Athens, 57 Morristown. Will be pretty closer to 60, it looks like, for even La Follette, as the temperatures start to stay still above average. Again, normal low is 50. Looking ahead to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. Here we go. 73 on Saturday. Big, of course, game at 3:30. 60 for Sunday. That may be optimistic, as many of us will hold in the mid to upper 50s, especially outside of town. 60 for Monday and 60 for Tuesday. So if you like it, cool. You got some cold mornings. We're down to 40 Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, cold enough to see your breath early next week. So if you have enjoyed the cool spells, you're going to get another round of it. But it does warm back up. It doesn't stay this way, much like the tide doesn't stay put. 68 on Wednesday. I do have it milder on Thursday at 71 degrees. I want to say good morning to you once again. If you're on the call, just want to say hi. Ed says good morning. Happy Friday. Oh, awesome. Fred's on here. And I talked about the folks on YouTube. We got 9 people. Hey, we were, 3 or 4 earlier this week. So we're finding some momentum on YouTube. And Steve Stone's here. Marilyn says, hoping and praying for rain Saturday evening, though my daughter's birthday is her 38th birthday. Oh, happy birthday to Marilyn Bell's daughter. I hope everyone has a great holiday. It's a holiday. It's a birthday. I hope everyone enjoys their special weekend. Because, again, even though today's Friday the 13th, I think certainly this weekend is a winner in my book, especially if the Vols come home victorious against those Aggies. Well, anyway, they're going to do that. Anyway, if you haven't checked out this forecast, here it is on the screen. A lot colder weather coming Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That would represent anywhere from 12, 13 degrees below average. Today, though, about 7 degrees above average. So up and down it goes. Speaking of up and down, I'm working on my winter weather outlook, which I will be posting before the end of this month. My Winter Weather Outlook is a product exclusively for my Facebook Premium members. They've been there. I've been almost there for a year now. The Premium member service I started at Halloween last year. But if you go to CaptainAccurate.com, this fancy URL will appear. Costs only 16 cents a day, $4.99 a month. That's like a cup of coffee. Plus, you get so much extra with the Winter Weather Outlook. You're the first to see my snow forecast this winter. And if it starts to snow in November, you'll say, man, I wish I'd signed up for that. Very easy to do. Just go to CaptainAccurate.com. So even though I'm posting regularly on the Facebook page here, our premium members see quite a few extra posts each and every day, oftentimes dozens, especially when the weather is active. So if you love weather, I would encourage you to check it out. We'd love to have you join us, because one of the cool things with the Winter Weather Outlook is just being in the know of what's coming, because we're always talking about weather weeks in advance, not just the 7-day. We're already into mid-November. For our folks on the premium side, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.